course, got AGE, Chris G going up against Tokido, Mad Catz Tokido.
So we'll see how well Sakura does against Akuma. I don't think that she does that great, but I guess we'll see.
If I'm not mistaken, she's weirdly one of those characters that has the block to stand roundhouse both hits while crouching. Half the characters do, half the characters don't. You think this tiny little schoolgirl would be able to crouch under it, but
right.
I don't think she does.
It's the battle of the century.
There's that whiff punish. Akuma's low roundhouse, one of the best whiff punish moves in the game. Not only reaches far and comes out fast, but also sets up the vortex for Akuma.
Nice anti-air. Yeah, that's exactly what he needed to do.
Knowing that that air hurricane was going to run out before landing. And again, there's that stand fierce. When they're at that range where you don't want to stick out a button, because if you do, then he can uppercut you. So you jump and do nothing. But then he can throw out his long-range stand fierce and counter you out of the air.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
See him wait there just to make sure. So I think that's part of why I like Akuma in this matchup. I also think that he can escape pretty well. She has a tough time chasing down the teleport.
And look at this. Tokido just going ham on those fireballs.
Yeah, she can't punish sweep either.
Oh, he tried to focus it, but that is her armor breaker, so that's not going to work. So here
See
we
what
go.
he can do here in the corner. No, he doesn't get much out of it. Nothing out of it, really.
And then Tokido gets to just jump right out and escape the corner. And you see Chris G jump and do his own air hurricane to try to reestablish the corner position.
Chris almost at 3 bars, and when he gets there, he's going to be more of a threat on the ground because of EX Dragon Punch FADC. And Tokido knows that. Oh, there's the whiff. Yeah, so it does whiff.
I think that was a little too far, actually.
Tokido knows that, right? So he's not going to be pressing too many buttons, and he hasn't been since she got those bars.
Ooh, can Sakura not punish the crouch roundhouse? No. Okay.
Nothing fast and far enough to get that. But she does a lot of damage, and Akuma has low life, so he is still a threat.
Again, neutral jumping over that fireball. Scared to touch a button on the way down. Opens up that standing fierce anti-air option.
No, too far.
That's the second time we've seen that today. It happened against Evil Ryu, and now happening here.
Right, and it's pretty much done right now. I don't see Chris getting in and dealing enough damage. Pretty much needs
timers. Oh no, Chris is just gonna.
Yeah, he recognized Tokido was not going to stand up. The only way that Chris is going to win that is if he got something like crouching medium kick, fierce dragon punch, ultra, and Tokido just wasn't going to stand. He could have taken overheads, he could have taken grabs. It didn't matter.
Yep.
So that's one of the situations where the only thing you can do is have done better in the past.
Ow! Look at these beefy combos and a stun. And Tokido working on a perfect here. However, I think he's going to go for, setup option, and he's got it. Oh, drops it.
Wow, he landed on top, and Chris is not looking great.
Yeah, Chris, not only in the game, but body language. His head is down. He is shaking his head.
Right.
He looks very defeated.
And as talented as Chris is, he can kind of get in his own mind sometimes.
Yeah.
He can psych himself out. He can get into a mental state that just is not very conducive to winning.
Yeah. And that's always been said. His biggest weakness is that frustration that he can run into.
Right.
And that's why he's so good at Marvel, because it's so hard to frustrate him in that game. But again, in this game, Street Fighter 4 here, Chris G, I've talked to him. He does feel like he has to prove himself in this game, So, he tries very hard. He wants to be very successful here. He still has an opportunity. It's never over until it's over.
Hey, you see how worried he is about teleport there? He backed off to a range where he could have punished it. Ends up taking the overhead for the round, though.
There it was again. You saw that stand fierce. It's not close enough. He's got to be careful. Tokido's got full super, he could go for a shenanigan super raging demon, which you can't jump from.
Or alternately, if he finds an opening, he can get a lot of FADC damage in there.
Ooh. Wow. Empty jump into EX Hurricane. Not something that you see a lot.
Well, I guess he has a read on Chris. That Chris wants to go for crouch checks and the like.
Oh, here we go. Big combo. Going to the EX into Sakura Otoshi. 2 hits. Needy fireball.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's the FADC toward, and now Tokido getting out of the corner, putting on some pressure.
Tokido has a read on Chris. He's noticed that Chris's frame traps are a little slow. Like, not slow as in he's not doing them fast enough. That's Chris's read.
Right.
And so Tokido's just countering immediately. Chris needs to shorten up his frame trap. Just, oh no, that's going to be it. EX uppercut to make sure. Tokido going up 2-0. And look at that murder face. He does not look away from the screen even in between rounds oftentimes.
Very different expressions on the two players right there. Chris with his head down. Tokido as into it as he could possibly be. Tokido again coming in. Oh, the grab. That's so tricky.
Yeah, because you have to stand block or hope he goes on one side or the other, and then all of a sudden he throws you.
Look at his corner control. Even that stand roundhouse, I just don't feel like Tokido cares about that.
Yeah, he knows it's not leading to anything for Chris, you know?
It seems like, at least in this round, he's kind of willing to take some hits. And so Chris really has to, get these hits, make them count.
And there
convince Tokido to take it seriously.
Chris G went for the immediate short hurricane frame trap instead.
Yeah.
So just like I said, be a little faster with those, and that's going to be enough to give Chris G 1 round here, staving off elimination.
But even after that, still has his head down, still shaking his head. Still does not look happy.
Yeah, get your head in the game, man.
Ooh.
Wow.
Tokido was just willing to block it.
Oh, you were surprised it worked that one time.
Rarely does it work.
Yeah, so it feels very desperate. Now
Oh,
that hits
that
behind
could work,
there,
actually. No.
but not enough.
Tokido knew the setup.
Yeah.
He was confident.
Oh, and there's the stun.
And he is at match point now.
I don't even know if Tokido comboed that, but
I think he did, but it was just a weird one.
Jump fierce in the raw hurricane.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris on the ropes with his character and seemingly with his mental state, too. It's really too bad. He is so talented.
And there's the weakness of Sakura's throws. Character who wants to stay in so much, but whenever she lands that back throw, she throws you clear across the screen.
Right, yeah, she has to get back in afterward. And Chris trying to do it, trying to be patient on his way and doesn't want to get too crazy. Now he has 3 bars.
Oh, wow.
More of a risk in the approach.
Nice block. But again, Tokido still sitting on those 2 bars, so he can maximize the damage just like this.
Yeah, that's going to be that. Looks like Chris is gone. Tokido takes it 3-0. The handshake, but Chris, as you can see, is not happy with himself.
Yeah,
He's out of the tournament. He wins Marvel, but 7th place in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, right as soon as he lost, you saw the fighting game player telltale frustration of the hands coming up from the stick.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
You know.